Welcome with a new tutorial in the course. In this tutorial, we will be covering two very commonly used logical operators, that is the AND operator and the OR operator. Let's see how they can be done in MATLAB. Suppose we have two vectors represented by A and B matrices, and both of them contains some values. The two matrices have the same size in this case. We can compute their logical AND by using the function AND and pass to it the two matrices. So now it will compute the logical operation between the elements of A and B on element by element basis. In this case, when both of the matrices have a non-zero value, it will return a value of 1. And if any one of them is containing a value of 0, then it will return a value of 0. So in this case, 1 and 1 will result in a logical 1, 5 and 1 will return a logical 1, and 8 and 0 will return a logical 0, and so on. You may think of it as a binary kind of multiplication. Similarly, in order to perform the same operation, we can use this syntax, which means A and B, and it will return the same operation. Both of these syntaxes are equivalent, and you can use any one of them depending on your own choice. Alternatively, if you pass to this function a vector and some constant value that is either 1 or 0, then it's going to perform the logical AND operation between the 0 and the values of the matrix A. Since we know from the definition of the AND operator that 0 and any other value, the result is 0, therefore all the values are 0 in this case. In the same way, we can perform the logical operation between the matrix A and the value of 1. Remember, the final value is 0, and it is because the matrix A contains a 0 in the final location or on the final index. So 1 and 0 is a 0. That's why we have a 0 over here at the last position. Let us now learn the OR operator. To perform the OR between two different vectors, such as A and B in this case, we need to use the function OR, that is OR. It's going to compute the logical addition between the respective elements of the two vectors. If any one of the values which is taking part in the OR operation is a non-zero value, then the result is going to be a logical 1. So we therefore obtain all logical 1s here in this particular example. If both the values that are taking part in the OR operation are 0, then the result is going to be a logical 0. So let us do an example on this. We change the third value of the matrix A to a logical 0, and since the third value of B is already 0, so now the OR between A and B will return a 0 at location number 3. And that's because both the values within the matrix A and B at that location are 0. Another way of doing the same operation is by making use of the symbol, this particular symbol, that is the straight line. This symbol can be found on the keyboard just above the Enter button. And this will do the same operation, that is the logical OR operation. So again, if any of the corresponding values in the matrix are not zeros, then their resultant value after the OR operation is going to be a logical 1. Otherwise, it is going to be a logical 0. Remember, the result is of type logical. Finally, we mention the NOT operator. To perform NOT, or logical negation, we use the function NOT and then pass to it a certain variable or matrix. For instance, if we say not A, then it is going to perform the negation of A. That is, any value in A which is not equals to 0 will be converted to a logical 0, and any value in A which is 0 will be converted to a logical 1. We can always have a look at the contents of A to verify for ourselves the results of the corresponding operation. The other way to perform the same operation is to use the tilde sign and then mention the variable name on which we want to perform the logical NOT. this will essentially do the same job for us. So both the syntaxes are equivalent and lead to the very same result. So these were some of the basic logic operations that you can perform in MATLAB. In the upcoming lecture, we are going to return with more interesting math functions. Until the next lecture, enjoy MATLAB.